Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They go play action here on first down. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Tell the truth, partner. You didn't think he was coming down with that one, did you? Come on, tell me the truth.
No, I didn't. I'll tell you what, though. A one-handed grab of that length. Talk about giving your team a little juice.
Oh, big time. I mean, everyone's going to be excited about that one, whether you're on the field or not. It permeates its way through the entire team, and I can't wait to see what they do on the next down.
Now a play fake here on first down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Malik Hooker. There he goes, left side. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 32 that time. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Play action for Miller. Now Watson. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. Touchdown, Houston. QT, 43 yards. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. Gets around him. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To throw on 2nd down is Locke. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Off of play action. Luck. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is taken at about the 14. Wow, evasive.
Make a miss.
It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And the Texans set to come onto the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. And now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
He's going to wind up and air it out. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Faking the give. Now Watson. Throw left side complete. It's Griffin. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. From the 50, it's Watson. Caught here by Griffin. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Watson off play action. And that's going to be incomplete. Kenny Moore that time there on the coverage.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything.
That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 26 yards. And the Texans are in for 6. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. And the Colts getting ready to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. Shreds it with a stiff arm. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
Love the run right there. And when you analyzed him coming out of college, when you tried to put a grade on him, you saw the flashes while he was in school. but you didn't see the full production. You didn't see the finished product. He's a little bit raw, but you can see why people liked him. Those types of runs make you think there's plenty more there, and we'll see if that continues for him.
This is caught. It's Ryan Bland. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On first down, Luck. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They'll run with a former Ole Miss Rebel, Jordan Wilkins. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. Jonathan Joseph there for the tackle.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Throwing on third down, Luck. Ebron with it over the middle. And he's got this down to the 35. Good for a Colt first down. The former Lion Ebron there bringing it in from Andrew Luck.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
On first and 10, Luck. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Zach Cunningham in from his linebacker spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
They'll run with Mack. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Give him 16 yards on the play. And that's going to lead to a third down.
In today's NFL, when you get teams in long yardage situations with your defense, you're really going to go to your speed packages. You're going to get smaller, lighter guys on the field in order to cover the expected pass. So they might want to run the ball against a smaller, lighter lineup with your big guys, and that's exactly what happened on that play. It was tough on them, and now instead of being in third and very long, they ended up setting themselves.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Whitney Merciless. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up fourth down. Two minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
Off of play action, it's Watson being chased out left. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm. Here's Watson. Off play action. Going deep for Hopkins. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And he'll be taken down inside Indy's 15-yard line. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in. But when it actually does happen in the heat of battle, brings me right out of my seat.
A first down carry now for Miller. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Here's Watson now on second down. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. Watson. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. Deshaun Watson with his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Texans will extend their lead. And his kick is right through. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, that's Mack. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down. Now Luck says let's get going as he'll hustle him to the line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the second time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. It's taken to the 26. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And from this spot in the field to the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Dancing to his left. Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
It's in the game.
Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get...
He's got a man, complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Now Mack. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
They run with Wilkins. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. A shotgun snap for Love. Escaping the pressure right. And he's got Rodgers. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll come out in the pistol. From the gun, here's Love. And he's got his man. It's Hilton for the Colts touchdown. T.Y. Hilton from 4 yards out. And the Colts able to get this back within a touchdown. Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Here's the Texans offense now readying for their first possession of the 2nd half. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. Watson to Hopkins for a huge hookup. 41 yards. Well, last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any...
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A good pickup there, 26 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves them with a 1st and goal.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarter...
And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Lamar Miller punching it in from a yard away. And the Texans will add on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
12. Go ahead. 11B. Done. Tempo.
2nd and 10, Luck again. He's going to loft one deep. And got his man, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
On.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Whitney Merciless in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Third and long. It's Luck. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time has run out on this third quarter of play. Back now in Houston, it's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing here as we begin the fourth quarter. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's got his man Hilton. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Luck now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Luck. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bernardrick McKinney coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. Luck now to throw. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. The Colts on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Luck. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Naeem Hines from 19 yards away. And the Colts have got it back to a one-score game. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Texans now. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts, fall back, and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll all warn it. The battle in the trenches never more. Now, this is 3rd and inches. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Black, no, feel it. Reset.
They keep it with Miller on 1st down. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Play action from Miller. Now Watson. Throwing right side. That's complete. Demaryius Thomas. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. Throwing now, Watson. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles?
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it was against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. Back to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards on the play.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. It's caught at the 10. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. And that one results in 35 yards. Well, I guess at the very least, they got the tackle from keeping him out of the end zone.
Yeah, you're looking for that silver lining, aren't you? But guess what? Everything changes now after that big play. They've got a chance to strike.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. So getting the big touchdown they needed late in the 4th. Now what do? You conservative and just tie it up?
No, I think you put your practice into game situation. Go as fast as possible. You already have your play call ready to go. Go for 2 and decide it right now.
Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Throw left side complete to QT. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
He's going to air one out. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
And he finds a man with a crossing route. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Griffin. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains that take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
Stand and look in the mirror, how could you face that?